I'm West. This is Lucy. We're the human dog duo that was traveling and is now taking a nomad vacation living in a house. I had the terribly clever idea to film a whole video by the river, and when I edited it and watched it, the audio was unusable. So now I'm refilming the whole video from this bedroom with only slightly better audio and kind of echoey. You're welcome, West Goes Wandering. I think the most common question I get as a nomad is, what do you do all day? Well, I'm here to give you an example. Not tell you, but give you an example. Due to a penchant to surf Wikipedia and Google things that I'm curious about, I happen to know that over 600,000 people a year go missing, and only 6,000 to 7,000 unidentified bodies are recovered. That's a huge difference. Let's call that 6,000 to 7,000 10,000, and you're still at 500,000 plus people that go missing every year. What happens to these people? I don't know. But you know what might happen? They might get sucked backwards through time. Welcome to WestWandering. What is WestWandering? Is it possible to get sucked backwards through time and be stuck in an era or place or event that you're unprepared for? It might be. Maybe Elon Musk and Bezos are rich because their future selves got sucked backwards through time and told them a great way to steal an idea or make money. Am I certain that this is what happens? Not entirely. You wake up. It's 50 years ago. You have no idea initially. You go about your life as if nothing had happened, and you eventually find yourself among people again and realize that you're in the wrong era, or just a different era. You can tell them that you're from the future, but you only have what's up here to convince them. So if you're anything like me and there's nothing up there but a desire to eat sugary candy and facts that don't matter at all and help you none, then nobody's gonna believe you. Maybe. The best future predictors were from a future that they dramatically changed just by coming back. How could they know that by coming back they would stop what they thought was a sure thing? Time travel's a tricky wicket, a flickery ticket. It's something not easy to comprehend, like physics or simple math and women's minds. Just things I will never understand. But you find yourself 50 years back in time. Let's say you're in the exact same place that you were when you left. What do you do? Like, what's your game plan? Is your game plan to tell everybody and have everybody think you're a crazy person? Not this guy. Not me. No way. I have a plan. It's October 1973. Without Googling, what is it that I know about the world? Things are changing rapidly, the most rapidly in human history. Science and technology is a long way back from how we have it today. Just in my lifetime, went from an era of rotary dial phones to a literal supercomputer that you keep in your pocket that can give you any information that you need at any moment of the day or night. It's a much different time than 1970. So, first order of business, you have to come up with an identity, and you can't be a crazy person, so you probably shouldn't claim to be a person from the future. You might want to claim amnesia, or just a memory issue, recalling who you are, and then get an identity established, a very legal identity. Just through interviews with facts that you know about where you live and the culture, you should be able to establish that you're not an agent of some kind. Let's hope we can do that. That'll be the first step. The next step is establishing a life for yourself. It's not the life that you imagined, but it is a life, and you're gonna have to figure out how to keep living, or just give up and get yourself locked in the loony bin and stay there for the rest of time. Up to you. I'd rather live my life, even if it's in another era. So, I think my plan is gonna be to get a job of some kind. I don't know what that'll be, but I do know that I'm gonna use every penny to invest in companies that I know are going to be big in the next 20 to 40 years. It's the 70s, IBM, Apple, Microsoft. There's going to be a pretty major technological revolution. Getting on board with that quickly could absolutely help. Odds are, if you have any basic understanding of electronics, you could probably market yourself as some sort of computer scientist. That being said, you're still gonna have hurdles to jump over, explaining your lack of knowledge about current technology and your wealth of knowledge about entirely hypothetical technology. In any case, shouldn't take longer than 10 years to build yourself a very decent life. Just putting away some money here and there and investing in things that were successful in your previous timeline. However, your timeline might have changed. Something happened. The timeline is dramatically different now, and none of your investments are panning out the way you thought they would. It's still the stock market, there's still investments, you're probably still gonna make a little bit of money, but you're not gonna be famously wealthy. So, plan B. You got yourself a decent job in a decent market. An emerging market, it's just not doing as well as you assumed it would from your knowledge of a potential future. Potential future that is not realized yet. But your secure job with a fundamental understanding of technologies yet to come should help a lot, and you'll be comfortable. Hopefully comfortable. This is to say nothing about the nuances of living in the past. When's your birthday? You don't know anymore. You have to do the math. Subtract 5 years. Why not? Well, I mean, if you're older, if you're like 17, add a year, maybe even 5 for, I don't know, reasons. But just figure out what you want to be and who you want to be and remake yourself. It would be an interesting problem to have, to say the very least. So you've remade yourself successfully and you're exploring a new future, one that you have a broad but incorrect knowledge of, and life is still exciting and has a lot of mystery, and you don't know where you'll find yourself. Maybe you get slurped backwards through time again. Hopefully not. Alright, so here's where it goes off the rails a little bit. Odds are you're not going to get slurped 50 years into the past. That's close enough to Elon or Bezos yourself, if you do it correctly. So what if you get slurped back 100, 150, 200 years? 300? 500 years ago. It's the 1500s? Columbus isn't even in America land yet. Was it the 1500s? I don't think so. But you're still gonna have to figure out how to survive. as an American and with family that's curious about family trees, family history, heritage, I think I can only trace back my lineage like 300 years at best. And I haven't looked over it because it just interests me about as much as a warm mayonnaise sandwich, which is to say, none at all. But even with a very basic high school education in the modern day, 500 years ago, you might be on the cutting edge of some sciences. What do you know about the periodic table? How good are you at math? Do you know algebra? Because that's uncommon. Can you read and write? Those are skills that not everybody possesses at the time. What do you know about farming? Are you just gonna stay where you are and try to take care of yourself? Or are you gonna try to make it to a population area? Which, in this case, you're probably gonna wanna aim for Europe. In any case, whatever you do, you probably still wanna live your life a decent way. So, there are probably locals. They might be hostile towards you. All you can do is your best. These are the sort of things I think about often. Like, I don't know, not every single day, but at least every other. And you know what? It's a fun thought experiment, but it's a little more because I don't consider myself to have been trained to go back into the past alone with whatever I'm carrying, which will likely be a lighter, a knife, pants, shoes, probably just sandals, which gonna suck if I have to make a long cross-country trip and survive. I guess that's why I should wear shoes more often. How are you gonna survive the elements? Again, it really all depends on what you take with you. What if, I mean, there's no electricity 500 years ago. Man, the world's a wild place. Go explore, stay wild. Thanks for watching. TLDR, thought experiments. I do thought experiments all day. Not all thought experiments are created equal, and this thought experiment brought to you by imagination. Starts with an I, ends with imagination. Heyo! I gotta be honest, I have never had such an influx of ideas for the show and such a lack of desire to film or do any of those ideas. But here we are, it's a Monday, and I did not post Friday last week because the episode that I filmed and edited, I hate with all of the fiery passion of 1,000 suns. I have not deleted it yet to prevent myself from posting it, but it would be a flaming hot Cheetos miracle if it ever got posted. So don't expect that episode ever. I am working on 2 big projects that should come out next month that I think have the potential to be my most popular videos yet. I'm not in love with the process of doing them, but I think that's all part of the game. This week's episodes are not filmed yet, and it's Monday, and it's 1 o'clock. So, yep, good stuff. I'm excited about today's episode, but it's gonna be another midnight release. And I'm excited about the rest of the episodes this week. I'm still shooting for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. God, has that been way harder than I expected. I always thought I was clever and creative and had good ideas. But I'll tell you right now, It sure doesn't feel that way when I'm trying to get videos filmed and edited. It feels like I'm not clever and not creative. But this is gonna be the outro to today's episode because it's clearly not the intro. I hope you enjoy watching the outros. Excited about today's episode, not excited about last week's Friday episode, and I'm sorry that didn't come out and that I've missed my 3 days a week mark. To my fans, I am working on getting to a place where you'll be getting regular videos 3 days a week, and I'm also working on some other stuff, which I think is part of the problem. Working on future stuff and present day stuff all together really sets back present day stuff. But it's all coming together. I'm learning. And that's what it's all about. Well, no, the hokey pokey is what it's all about. I don't know what this is about, but maybe it's the hokey pokey. Maybe this is the hokey pokey. See you on Wednesday. 3 videos this week. Swear on sausages. I will swear on all the sausages that I'm gonna have a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday video this week. No matter how punishing that turns out to be. Thanks for supporting me, my patrons, and I will see you all very soon, including those who are not patrons. Oh, like and subscribe. And if you have it in you, tell me how many years in the past you'd want to get slurped back in time. It's not willingly, but if you had your choice, how many years? It has to be greater than 50 years. Going back in time 5 years is definitely cheat codes that I'm uncomfortable with in a lot of ways. So it does present its own problems, and I have thought about it. But ultimately, I think the outcome would be that you're just fabulously rich, assuming you get a job at McDonald's and put in as much of your income as possible, or restart your side hustles right now with all the knowledge that you have of your future stuff. Like, ultimately, 5 years cheating. I really think you'd be okay as long as you could fake your way into another identity. You'd have to move cities, you'd have to avoid yourself, timeline stability and all that. But how many years would you get slurped back into the past? Greater than 50 years. More than 50 years. You can pick any timeline and any place. Tell me where you'd want to go. Who you'd want to be slurped back with. For me, I hope Lucy could join me, but I'm not counting on that. Otherwise, I think you're just forging a new life. I don't know that I'd want to punish any of my friends with my desire to test myself against history. So, yeah, that's the thing.